Okay, ladies, you know you're out there dating and everything, but you have to have confidence. You see, when you're dating these men, you can't be out there acting all shy and, pulling back in every scenario. You're not allowing anyone to get close to you. You can't be like that, right? And you can't have a scarcity mindset where you believe that you will not find anybody. You don't want to be out there acting hopeless while you're dating, because it's going to come off in your energy. Okay, ladies? And that can derail you and set you back in so many ways. So while you're dating these men, you need to be assertive. You need to show some level of confidence in yourself, right? Why should someone believe in you if you don't believe in yourself? So yes, it doesn't feel easy, and I say that all the time because I don't want you to feel like this is some walk in the park. Dating can be challenging, but if you have the right mindset and you play your cards right, things will work out in your favor, right, ladies? So don't be out there acting all hopeless, acting like, oh my gosh, you give up before you even start. And let go of that scarcity mindset where you feel like there's nobody out there for me, I'm not going to find anybody, so why am I even wasting my time? You can't think like that while you're out there dating. You have to maintain a positive mindset. Even when the outlook looks slim, you still have to be positive that there is somebody out there for you. Because at the point when you give up is a point where you will meet someone that's right for you. Right, ladies? So don't give up to say, okay, woe is me. No, there is somebody out there for you. But you need to exercise some confidence. Be assertive. Show your confidence. Okay? If you lack confidence to that extreme, build up on those things that will make you more confident while you're dating. Alright? Hi ladies, it's your girl Anna. Welcome back to my channel. If it's your first time here, thanks for tuning in. Today I want to share with you 7 ways to date with confidence. Okay? If you're dating with confidence, ladies, you're not going to be afraid to speak your mind, okay? You're not going to be afraid to tell these men what you really think about what they're doing and all of that. Especially if it's something that's not going right, you're going to speak up. You can speak up to say, this does not sit well with me. I don't like how things are right now. I'm not sure this is working for me. These are things you need to communicate with the men you're dating so that they can have a better appreciation for what you like, what kind of person you are. So you can't be shy when you see things going wrong and everything. And sometimes when you speak up, you help to steer things back in the right direction. Because if you keep everything bottled up and everything, the man is not going to know what he's doing wrong. No, you don't want to be preaching to anybody about the do's and don'ts, right? These men need to get it. And the person you want to be with is someone who naturally understands you, naturally gets things about you. They're not going to get everything right, but they need to get most things right. Because if you have to be telling someone what to do at every stage of the process, why would you want to be with that person? It just shows clearly that that person is not compatible with you, because they just don't get you. They don't get your energy, they don't get your vibe, they don't understand you and all of that. And if you have to be teaching someone, step by step how to treat you, that's not going to work. So be confident enough to speak up when things are not going right. And it will help you as well to say, you know what? This is not something I want to be a part of and all of that. When you speak up, it's you telling yourself as well what you're willing to settle on and what you're not willing to compromise on. So speaking your mind is a sign of confidence as well when you're dating, ladies, okay? Don't badger anybody. Don't be a dictator in the situation, but be fearless in speaking your mind, especially when things are not going right, okay? Now, another thing you want to do with this confidence thing is to exercise some boundaries. I'm always saying you need to set your standards, you need to know what your standards are and all of that, right? But you need to exercise some boundaries with the men you're dating. And this is something you will have to communicate in some cases. Sometimes you have to spell it out, yes. Other times you can just show them through your actions the things you like and the things you stand for and what you don't stand for. So some boundaries you can set, you can have different time frames for when people can call you. You can have a cutoff point in a day to say, okay, then I'm talking to you up to a certain point. I don't take calls after a certain hour and everything. And you can vary the time frames for different persons, based on the different stages you're at. There's some you might talk straight through the night till daylight and everything, because that's where you're at and you're feeling the chemistry of that person. You want to know so much more. So time doesn't matter, you're talking from sundown till sunrise, and that's okay. And then there are others you need to set clear boundaries with, to say, okay, at a certain time of day, I don't really take phone calls at this hour, and that's the standard you set for them. Okay? So you don't have to cut and dry, have one set time for everybody across the board. You can treat persons differently, but you need to show them clearly that these are boundaries you have. Okay? If a man is doing something you don't tolerate, it needs to come out in your actions to say this is not okay with me. Especially when they're trying to do things that you're not ready for, right? You're not there yet and they're trying to take you certain places sexually and all of that. You need to exercise those boundaries. So don't be naive. Don't think that if you don't show in your actions that these things matter, that a man is going to understand. It has to be clear to the man what your boundaries are, and there are clever ways in communicating that. It doesn't always have to be you listing out this long laundry list of do's and don'ts concerning you. Just in your communication, the things you talk about and everything, you'll start to pick up on some things about how you are and the things you like and things you won't stand for and all of that. So you want the flow to be natural, ladies, okay? Don't be too rigid while you're dating. But setting clear boundaries is another way that you can show that level of confidence, where I'm not going to back down on who I am. I'm not going to back down on what I stand for. A woman who is less confident is going to cave easily, right? She has her boundaries and then the man is breaching all those boundaries and it doesn't matter to her. She just accepts it because she wants to be the man. You're not going to show these men that type of person. You have to be confident enough to stand by your boundaries, stand up and believe in your own standards. If you don't believe in the standards they set, or you're just setting them to be viewed a certain way, that's going to come across as well. So if a man breaches your boundaries and it's like nothing to you, what kind of message are you sending? It needs to be clear to these men what your boundaries are. So exercising your boundaries is one of the ways you show confidence as a woman when you're dating, right? It says that, listen, I don't need to put up with any of this, or I'm not the type of woman to be played with when it concerns these things. Now, ladies, don't take this thing for granted, right? You're out there dating, but you need to exercise some self-care, both physically and mentally. Yes, I always say you need to be yourself and all of that. That's true, right? But you need to show some self-care, because if you're not taking care of yourself, why should a man want to be with you? If you're just careless, it doesn't matter. You're practicing poor hygiene, your mental health is unstable and all of these things. Why should someone take you seriously? You want to be in a relationship, you have to start by taking care of yourself, okay? So you have to exercise self-care, right? You can't just be out there, you're here all raggedy and it doesn't matter to you because the man needs to accept you as you are. Yes, people need to accept you as they are, but you need to contain that, okay? You need to put your best foot forward when you're dating these men. Of course, at some point you're going to drop your guard and they're going to see you in all your rawness and all your regularness. Fine. But come on, ladies, you need to show some effort. If you're dating, you need to be attracting these men, not repelling them. Some women tend to think that, okay, if I show my own raggedy self and all of that up front, and if he can push past all of that, what he sees at the front, he will actually show me that he's a genuine person, and then I'll be able to start dolling up for him and showing him how I really am. No, ladies, don't play the reverse when you're doing this thing. The self-care thing needs to be visible at the onset. You need to show, based on what, remember, everybody is going to move for what they see in the beginning. Some of you might be wondering, how I can't find anybody? How is it I'm not attracting anybody? Because some of you are just leading with your personality alone. You don't think you need to take care of yourself. You don't think you need to look good. You need to fix your hair nice and all of that. Put yourself together. And I shouldn't have to beg you to do this, ladies. It should come natural for you. As women, we like to get dolled up and all of that. You're not going to go overboard, but you need to look presentable. Because why should a man approach you if you're not even presentable? Yes, some men will look past that, but but you're just narrowing your pool, because the average person is not going to do that. Men are attracted at the onset by what they see. So that is really where it starts, and then you build up momentum and they get to know your personality and all of that. So exercise some self-care. No, a confident woman will not stand up and settle for foolishness, right? A confident woman is willing to walk away from situations that don't work for her. So you need to have that about you as well while you're dating. Don't give these men the impression that no matter what they do, it will be okay. No, they need to understand that you are willing to walk away and you're not afraid. Because a lot of times when you're dating men, sometimes you feel like the dating situation is working out, so you don't want to disturb that situation you have going on. So you kind of shortchange yourself to say, I don't really like this or I don't like that, but let me just put up with it because he's here and I don't want to lose him. I haven't had anybody around me for a while, so this needs to work. No, ladies, be willing to walk away, because that shows a sign of confidence, and that should be clear to the man. And that's not something you say with words either. Oh, guess what? If you do XYZ, I'm going to walk away. Talk is cheap. You hear, ladies? When you're talking to these men, don't believe that because you're saying something out loud means that they're going to accept it. They're going to watch it to see if your actions match your words, which is really what you should do with them. They talk a lot too. They have a lot to say, but you need to check their actions to see if what they're saying matches what they actually do. Okay? So telling a man that I'm going to walk away, you can't threaten anybody. You think you can, but you really can't, and it's laughable. So don't be saying, okay, if you do XYZ, I'm going to walk out of your life and all of that. Let your actions prove that, if that's your stance. Okay, ladies? So a confident woman is willing to walk away if it comes to it. If you're compromising what you believe in and what you stand for, that's not you being confident. That's you just being an insecure person that's settling for whatever because you just need somebody in your life and you don't want to be that kind of person. So you need to be willing to walk away. If the man is abusing the situation with you, where he's just taking you for granted and everything, it's neither here nor there. You can't take that from somebody and then continue with that person. That does not show confidence. A confident woman will walk away from a situation like that. If he's repeatedly hurting you and all of that, and you continue to take it, that does not say you're confident. And when a man finds out that you're not confident, they're just going to abuse that about you. Okay, ladies? So you want to show a man that you're not willing to tolerate things that you don't stand for and everything. You have your boundaries and you're not going to compromise on certain things. That needs to be clear to him, that this woman is willing to walk away from situations that don't work for her. Right? And he needs to earn a place in your life. He needs to feel like he earns a place in your life, you know. It can't be like, okay, it is what it is. Whatever I do to this woman, she will always be here. No matter what I do to her, it doesn't matter. She will always be here. The man needs to feel like he will earn a place in your life. And that's a message a confident woman sends. You have to earn your position in my life. It's not just whatever comes goes. It doesn't work like that. The man has to earn the right to be in your life. Okay, ladies? So confident women tend to display that a lot. You need to be confident enough to say, okay, then this is not right for me, this is not working for me, and I'm willing to walk away. If you have, that's what true confidence is, not being afraid. So, and sometimes you have to just walk away while you are afraid. It does not matter, because you're not going to compromise yourself for somebody else. How low are you going to stoop? Somebody's treating you like crap. You're going to put up with it, or you're going to set some clear boundaries that this cannot work. You have to have clear standards and boundaries, and that is what displays your level of confidence, ladies. Okay, more about this confidence thing. You see, a confident woman knows what she wants. Okay, ladies, you're out there dating and everything. You need to be clear on what you're looking for. So you're out there, you don't know what's going to come your way, you know, you're not sure what you're going to find, but you need to have an idea of what it is you want. If you're out there communicating with these men, you're not sure of yourself, you're not really sure what you want out of life, you're not really sure, you're neither here nor there, you don't know what you want in a partner, what you're looking for in a relationship, all of these things. If you're unable to communicate those things clearly, it gives an air of insecurity about you, right? A confident woman knows what she wants out of life and everything, and she pursues that. So you need to be able to communicate that to the men you're dating. They need to know what you stand for. What is it you're trying to achieve? What are your goals? And that shows that you have your life in order. Your life is organized in a way that, okay, if you come into my life, this is how things are, and this is where you fit into the picture, which is my life. This is how you fit into the bigger picture. This is what you want to communicate to the men you're dating. They need to understand what it is you are looking for and what you desire. Because if you can't communicate that, you're going to find yourself settling for whatever comes your way. Whatever a man dishes out is what you will take. Because you don't really have any standards, you don't really have any goals, right? Or maybe you just have one goal. My goal is to land a man. And if that's your only goal, it's going to come across in your actions, because everything you do is going to funnel down that path. Okay, she's doing this because she just wants a man. Your goal is, I want a man, and that's the message you're sending. And men will use you if that's what you're doing. There has to be more to your life, okay? A man is coming into your life to add value, yes, but he's also coming into a situation that works for him as well. Not just, okay, then he's the prize, you land the man, and that's the end of it, okay? So you need to organize your life in a way to receive a good man into your life. Okay, ladies? And you need to be able to communicate that. A confident woman knows what she's about, she knows what she wants out of life, and she will not settle for less. Okay, a confident woman is also able to communicate that to the men, and she's not fearful whether or not it's going to scare them off and everything. The scaring off part tends to happen, ladies, when you're saying too much too soon with these men, okay? Or you're communicating with words things that should really come out in your actions. Those things can scare men off as well, you know. You're not communicating where you're scaring the men off by saying, okay, you know, you're just yapping away where, okay, you know, my intention is to be married and I want to have children by X time and everything. So if you know you're not serious, just leave me alone because I don't have any time to waste and everything. If all of this can't be wrapped up in a year, I don't want to be with you. You don't want to send that kind of message to the men you're dating. You're going to scare them off. So knowing what you want is different from how you communicate what you want to men, and that should come off natural. Okay, ladies? You're not going to stand up and spell out a whole list. You just meet somebody, you're going to allow things to play out naturally with the person, and then you can decide later on if that person is even worth knowing the things you desire out of life and all of that. Sometimes you're just preaching to people that you're just throwing your pearls to swine because these men don't even care and everything, and you're spelling out everything. Nobody likes that. Just be a natural person, but a confident. You should know what you want, and that's the confidence part, and it should come out in your actions more so than your words, what you want and what you stand for. Okay, ladies? So yeah, so don't be out there dating and be scatterbrained and you don't know what you're about and everything. You're not really sure what you want, because what's going to happen to you, you're going to take what you get because you don't know what you want. Okay, ladies? So yeah. Boy, if you've been following me for a while, you must be tired of hearing this. You know, I'm always saying you need to be yourself. But a confident woman is true to herself. And you want to do the same as well, ladies. You want to show the man who you truly are. You must have your own sense of style and your own personality and everything. You must not morph into what these men want you to be. You need to be true to yourself, right? Wear whatever you like to wear and all. Just be yourself. Do the things that you like to do. Let it not be that you're doing things because another man wants it that way and everything. This is how he sees things, so I need to ensure that I put myself in this type of frame because this is what he likes. I'm not saying you can't do things to please men, especially when you're in a relationship. You might want to do some things that will please your partner. But ladies, whether you're in a relationship or you're simply dating, you need to have your own identity. You cannot create an identity to suit what somebody wants. It has to be who you are at your core. You want to be true to yourself. And that's what I mean when I said be yourself, because a confident woman is not afraid to show you who she is. She's going to be true to herself and she's going to stand in her truth. Do the things you really like to do. And as long as you're not crossing any moral boundaries, you know, nobody should have a problem with you being yourself, being your authentic self. And that is what you want to bring to the table, because that shows a level of confidence to say, you know what? This girl really knows herself. She understands herself. She loves herself. And she's not willing to compromise on who she is to please somebody else, which is really the message. Do not compromise on who you are to please somebody else. Right, ladies? So show your own sense of style. Have your own sense of style and everything. Don't change too much about your personality. Be your true, authentic self and everything. In all things, you're going to fix things that need to be fixed. If you used to be a person who just loves to wear impy skimpy and all of that, of course, you're going to work on those things to ensure that you're now tempering and ensure that you're more modest in your attire. But it doesn't mean that, okay, then I used to be an impy skimpy, now I'm a cover up from head to toe kind of person. You can find that happy medium where you don't feel like you're compromising who you are to be what you're not. Okay, ladies? So modesty is key. Yes, modesty is key. So if you weren't modest before, I fully endorse you being a modest person, right? In your attire, in your mannerisms, in a lot of things. But be honest with yourself. If you find yourself in a situation where you know what, all of this fanfare, all of what I'm doing, none of it is really me, and it makes you uncomfortable, that is you compromising who you are at your core for someone else. And a confident woman will not do that. A confident woman knows what she's about. She knows who she is. Okay, ladies? So that's the way you want to show that kind of confidence. And don't be fearful that if you show a man who you truly are, they're going to leave you. They're not going to want to be with you and all of that. Let them go. If they can't accept you for who you are, But don't put yourself in uncomfortable situations just to please people, where you're seeing clearly that, okay, when you check yourself, all the things you're doing is because of somebody else. None of it is really who you are or what you would have done for yourself. And that can't be. You can't live like that, right? Confident women don't live like that. Men come into our world and be part of our world and our space. Yes, if there are things that are wrong about us, we will fix and work on those things. But we're not going to wholesale change ourselves and morph ourselves into somebody we're not. Okay, ladies? So being yourself is also a sign of confidence. As simple as it might sound. Okay, ladies, so last but not least is the type of mindset you have when you're dating. Okay? You can't have a mindset of scarcity. A confident woman does not believe in lack. A confident woman has an abundance mindset. She believes that the world is her oyster, okay? So she can achieve whatever she wants to achieve in life, and there is no lack. She doesn't believe that men are scarce and everything. She believes that there's someone out there that's right for her, and she will find him. So while you're dating these men, you don't need to latch on for their life, especially when things are not working out. You just latch on for their life, or you act so clingy and needy and all of that. Confident women don't behave like that. Confident women behave that if you want to go, goodbye. That's how confident women are, right? She's not going to force a man to be with her and all of that. So while you're out there dating, you need to show that level of confidence that says, okay, I have an abundance mindset where there's more than enough for everybody out there. So you don't need to compromise. You don't need to settle to say, okay, then I'll never find somebody else because if I don't make this situation work, woe is me. No, a confident woman does not have that kind of mindset, okay? She's treated like a queen and she will not settle for anything less than that. So you're out there dating these men, they don't measure up, you brush them aside and you're on to the next. You're not going to compromise your standards to be with these men. You're not going to lower the bar to a level where, okay, then these type of men don't measure up, but I need to put up with all of these things because at the end of the day, I need somebody. I need to find somebody. So let me just put up with whatever it is and just settle for this person because this is what they're bringing to the table. So I just got to deal with that because there's nobody else out there in the world for me. No, a confident woman does not think like that. A confident woman says, this man is not treating me with respect. This man does not value me and everything, so he has to go. That's what confidence is. You want the man to know, that at the end of the day, if I don't deal with this woman right, she's going to cut me loose. She's not going to stay with me. She's not going to deal with me. She's done. That's what you need. That's what a confident woman does. A confident woman does not hang on for dear life to things that are not working for her. Even if it hurts, you're not going to do that because you love yourself, right? You love yourself and you value yourself and you have standards and boundaries and all of those things. And if these men don't want to measure up to that, you're not going to settle. Okay, ladies? So confidence is also having an abundance mindset. You're not thinking of lack. So a confident woman does not think in lack and scarcity and all of that. She believes that there's more than enough. Okay, ladies, so when you're dating these men, they need to know and understand that you're the type of person that will not put up with foolishness. You're not going to tolerate foolishness from them. You're not going to stand for disrespect and all of these things. You're a woman to be valued. A man must understand that he has to value you because of who you are. So exercise that level of confidence that says, I will not put up for foolishness. I will not stand for lack. It's not about lack and scarcity. When you have an abundance mindset, you will always believe that there is always someone else. You're dating these men, you don't have to first come, first serve. You don't have to deal with the first person that approaches you and say, okay, you lock them down into a relationship because you're so fearful that no one else will come along. Don't be like that, ladies, because you're going to find yourself trapped in situations where if you had an abundance mindset, you would not have been in those situations. So stop thinking of lack, okay, and be confident that there's someone out there for you, and be confident that if this person walks away, someone else will come my way. Do not shortchange yourself. Do not settle with these men while you're dating, okay, ladies? Don't allow them to use and abuse you and walk over you and devalue you. Don't allow these men to do those things because you're just thinking of scarcity, okay? So having an abundance mindset also displays an air of confidence, because once you have that kind of mindset, you act a certain way. So yeah, so those are just a few ways, that you can display or demonstrate your level of confidence with the men that you're dating. It says to them that this is a high value woman that knows what she's about. She knows what she wants out of life, and she will not compromise and everything. She will not allow me as a man to treat her in any way and all of that. She's not a walkover. You need to be a confident woman, and a confident woman attracts men more than an insecure woman. You ever see some women out there, they're not so beautiful or they're not so drop dead gorgeous, but they keep good men, and you wonder, what is it about this woman? How is she able to hold that man? Because she's a confident woman. It's not all about looks, ladies. So don't worry to say, okay, then if I don't look a certain way, I will never get somebody. That's far from the truth. No matter how you look, you can find somebody, right? And remember, beauty is in the eye of the beholder. And once you're displaying the right traits, it makes you beautiful inside and out. So show that. Show who you truly are at your core without being afraid. Don't compromise yourself. Don't compromise who you are. Don't settle on all of those things because you're afraid that you won't find anybody else. Okay, ladies? So be assertive when you're dating. Show your confidence and everything. And don't worry about it being perceived as arrogance. No. You need to be a confident woman when you're out there dating. Okay, ladies? So thanks for tuning in. Be sure to check out another video before you go. And I'll see you next time.